Some buildings close, some buildings are abandoned. And then there are places like this hospital in Northern California that were never meant to be shut down. Locals say the hospital closed in 1987 after a series of unexplained patient deaths. Officially, it was due to funding issues. Unofficially, staff refused to continue night shifts. The strangest reports always came after 2 a.m. Former nurses claimed patient monitors would activate in empty rooms. Security guards heard wheelchairs moving down hallways. But the cameras showed nothing. If you think this sounds normal for an old building, keep watching. Because what happened next is harder to explain. In 1992, a demolition crew was hired to inspect the property. They entered through the emergency wing. Every door inside was locked from the inside. No power, no electricity. Yet one room had lights on. Operating room 3. The surgical table was lowered. Tools were laid out neatly. And a patient file sat open. The name on the file was dated 2 days before the inspection. There were no recent entries into the building. Mid-video engagement trigger. If you had to walk through that hallway alone, would you do it? Comment yes or no. The crew refused to continue. The project was canceled. Years passed. Urban explorers began sneaking inside. Most left quickly. But one group stayed long enough to record something strange. They entered the basement level, an area never shown on official blueprints. Inside, they found hospital beds lined up in rows. All clean, no dust. Heart monitors connected, unplugged, yet glowing faintly. One of the explorers whispered, "This place feels active." At that moment, a speaker turned on. Visitation hours are over. The recording cuts there. Police searched the property. They found the cameras, but no basement level. No hidden ward, no extra hallway. It was never added to official reports. Now here is where it becomes disturbing. In 2018, a wildfire spread close to the hospital grounds. Firefighters entered the building to ensure it was empty. Thermal scanners detected heat signatures inside multiple rooms, but there were no bodies. One firefighter later admitted off record that he heard someone say, "Don't discharge us." Pause here for a second, because this is where most people would assume exaggeration, except one final detail changes everything. Last year, a trespasser live-streamed from inside the hospital. Thousands watched. He walked down the pediatric wing. The walls were covered in old drawings, crayon stick figures, each one labeled with a name. At the end of the hallway, there was a new drawing. It had his name written under it. The stream ended abruptly. Authorities later found his phone near the entrance. No signs of struggle, no body, just a clipboard hanging beside the main desk. It read, "Patient intake resumed." Now ask yourself this: how does a closed hospital continue admitting patients? And why does every incident happen after 2 a.m.? Here's something most people miss. Hospitals are built to preserve life, but they are also filled with death. Energy doesn't just disappear. If you've watched this far, subscribe now, because the next file might be worse. To this day, the hospital still stands. No demolition date, no redevelopment. The power lines remain disconnected. Yet locals report seeing lights inside some nights, not flickering stable, like a building still in service. And if you ever drive past it, count the windows, because sometimes one more light is on than the night before. Follow for more files after dark.